Welcome to Mantansini. This little community nestled in between the beautiful mountains of the Eastern Cape is producing the next Proteas players. It is kilometers away from the closest town with very little services, but the kids here are working very hard to hit it big.
That was my vision because I came from Manfred. I used to say I came from Manfred in 2010. Then when I came here, I told myself that I have to start something. This is a project that I'm going to start. And I was dreaming of one day having players who will be representing the Kai, representing the border, representing Proteas. So now one of the players was playing with the West Indies in their warm-up match with the Eastern Cape team. So that was a dream come true. It's a pleasure when people can see what we have done, but reality is hard behind the scenes because there are some challenges. But if you are determined, you are hardworking, you have a passion, your attitude is positive, then you rise above all those challenges. Mantuseni is one of the previously disadvantaged areas. You can see when looking around. Some basic services, they are not here, like water. But if you looking at the kids, there is talent here. The parents are supportive. Everybody, the SGPs of the school, the teachers, everyone here is hands-on. So I don't doubt that what is making this project to run so fastly is the support. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see what is happening. And at times I used not to believe that this is the project that I started out of nothing. Having a player who's going to be playing with West Indies, playing from nothing. But today that's history because we have artificial wicket, we have the lane nets. So I'm hoping that if my kids were able to demonstrate such ability out of nothing, now the facilities here, hopefully they are going to do much better.
We saw some of these kids just a year ago. They were playing with a plastic ball and bat. They have now progressed to a hard ball, and 5 boys and 4 girls are now playing for the provincial side and hoping to get a call-up from a franchise. Apilile was born and bred in Mthatha in the Eastern Cape. He is the provincial coordinator for mini cricket in the area, and he is making dreams come true.
For now, I see that is the face of Kai cricket, and they have brought a lot of things for us that we never thought it will be. For the first time in Mthatha, ever since I was born, I've never seen any national team come by this side. But last year it happened through the commitment of the coach, Joseph Ngasa, and the passion that he has working with the communities as well as the kids. Seeing their background and where they come from, they have to fetch water for some couple of kilometers and stuff and still come back and have energy to play cricket. That shows a lot. Obviously, this is part of our pipeline to see one of these KFC mini cricket kids playing for the Proteas. We are not expecting anything in return. We just want people to realize that there's something happening in this region, and these kids, hopefully, not later but very soon, we're going to see them in the under-19 SA side and up to the Proteas team. A lot of talent in this area, a lot of it. I still believe we still need to do much of playing facilities, more especially in the hardball part of facilities, because that's where we need to develop these kids from there, and also play some quality coaches in their areas where they play this cricket. Obviously tell you about this, you will go to a school and see them going to school not wearing shoes, and you see them playing this cricket with passion. Even if kid is struggling at school, but you know, when he's playing cricket and goes back to the class, he knows there's something better that I'm good at, and it's changing their lives. So they know that life is not all about education all the time. There's something that they can do for their lives to better their communities and their families as well.
There is so much talent in this area, as we have seen, but the question is whether there are the correct structures in place to see these kids go from mini cricket to the provincial structures and then hopefully become Proteas players someday.
It takes one person. It takes people like Joseph in making sure that, you know, he came to the school in 2010. He made sure that there's going to be cricket at the school. So he dedicated his life in making sure that things are happening after school. So we really need people like that, because in the past, or when I was young, when I was still playing, you would get teachers at our schools that were passionate. So those guys now, they lost interest.
The job is to make things happen and make sure that I change these kids' life behind me. I need to make sure that coaches are well equipped with coaching resources as well as workshops. I need to make sure that cricket is visible to Cricket South Africa and all people that plays it. These kids are coming from very rural areas where there is limited resources. We're trying our best to communicate with parents, and cricket to them is something new, and they are all used with the soccer and stuff. And playing soccer, it's all about one ball and 22 players will play. And cricket, you ask them to buy some training shoes, some bed for the kids and stuff to play while they're at home. But here it's difficult for them because not all of them, they've got breadwinners in their homes to do that. But I believe that they are doing their best. The passion that kids have for playing the mini cricket from schools and back home, it really gives their parents no choice but to support them. Yes, it must make them, it's a system that it's worked, but I still believe it's still slow now, but it's going to get better there and there. Even on our side of things, we are trying not to close opportunities for the players. We are opening up for bursaries for them to go to Queen's College, Selborne College, so that they get exposed to cricketing schools, and then they grow their cricketing skills from there, knowing that they are better and quality coaches from those schools. And here you will not go to a school and see that there is a coach employed to do cricket coaching only. So a teacher has to do academic work at the same time. He has to go afternoon and sacrifice his own family time and be with these kids in the afternoon.
The community is just so happy with what you did, and they're so appreciative of that these kids now have a future.
Yes, very happy. And the parents are coming here day in and day out. If we are having matches, they can come and watch, and they will be giving me all the support. If I'm saying kids will be needing 1, 2 and 3, they try their best out of nothing, because these are poor, they are not working, but they are trying to make sure that the development of their kids is up to scratch.
Cricket has been played in rural South Africa, and specifically the Eastern Cape, for years and years. We've seen the likes of Makhaya Ntini, Monde Zondeki and Mfuneko Ngam, amongst others, come from the Eastern Cape to play for the Nationals.
With his school, she's big up to him, and I hope he will continue.
We had a chat about this last year, but I think we may just talk about it a little bit more. Daryl Cullen made some interesting comments about black cricketers and the history of black cricket. But if we look at the history specifically in the Eastern Cape, it seems like cricket started here.
Yes, it. You see, in the Eastern Cape, we've got culture of cricket. In December, when people just go and enjoy going to the beaches and whatever, the people here in this area, they just play cricket. So it's a culture. And I did listen to Daryl Cullen's interview lately, in terms of the transformation, which there were things that he was right about. That, when we talk about transformation, we mustn't just think numbers. There's so many things that these youngsters need. Going back at home, the nutrition. Some cricketers take 3 buses, and if you look at this region that we have, some cricketers will stay in that location. They walk to here. So there's so many things, there's so many challenges. So if we look at those challenges, then we'll get more cricketers coming through, of which I'm happy to sit and say CSA has looked at those things, because now there's player progress things that they've put in place and making sure that every cricketer they've got in the system doesn't lose out because he doesn't have money or he can't afford A, B, and C. So, yeah, things are happening.
Maybe just talk about your experiences when you started as a player, what kind of opportunities you had.
I had opportunities. I was one of those lucky ones. Not like the guys nowadays where they go to the Model C schools, they get bursaries and whatever, but I didn't get those opportunities. But there were systems in place, like the KFC mini cricket. That's where I started my cricket. And then from that system, I never got lost in the system because now I kept on upgrading or going up. If it wasn't for these guys or mini cricket, I wouldn't have played cricket or I would have been lost in the system. So there were pipelines in place that were in place at the time. So I'm one of those people. I was lucky because I met a guy called Eddie Biro. You know, he's an assistant coach for the Proteas. So he was like a father to me. So he bought me boots, he bought me things that I needed the most, of which now CSA, what CSA is doing now, there's a hub system in place where they pump money into hubs so that people like me don't lose out. So yeah, things are happening and I'm just happy and excited about our cricket going forward.
Let's talk about your academy and what it's done for so many players. I know Ayakaka is one of those, amongst others, who have come through the academy. What does your academy strive to do?
Well, first of all, I must say thanks to Cricket South Africa for the support they've given us at Forte. The plan or the goal for the academy is to get cricketers that are educated, cricketers that are good enough to play at the higher level. So we want rounded cricketers. So far we've managed to do that. We've got guys that have got their degrees and also playing at the franchise level. And some guys now, they didn't make it in cricket, but they've got jobs. It's either at the bank or wherever. So we wanted cricketers like that, and we're getting there. And we've got Kaka now, Aya Kaka, who's with the national ladies. Those stories make us so excited because we've got a guy called Greg Hayes. You know, he's old now. He's probably 59, 60. He loves the game. He's been in the system for long. And whatever he does, he just makes sure that whatever we need, he tries and speaks to CSA and provides anything. So we've got younger guy in Nandile Kyali who's a fitness trainer, because we don't want the guys to suffer like I did, where it comes to nutrition and the fitness side of things and all those things. So we try and cover everything, and we're so excited about the program.
There was quite a gap sort of when you played, Makaya played, and then quite a gap before we saw black African players coming through. Did you feel that it was necessary to start an academy to give these boys that want to play an opportunity, boys and girls?
Yeah, like I said, it was very important for CSA to do something about it, because guys like us, Makaya and Monde and all those guys, we came through school system where teachers would stay behind after schools and make sure we practice after school. And then now during that break, during that period, and then teachers didn't really care much. You know, after school they would just pack up their stuff and then go home. It was then CSA came up with an idea of introducing the hub system, where they will employ a coach or whoever to look after the kids within the region. So yeah, it was only that our schools were letting us down.
Do you feel proud seeing players like Rabada, Temba Bavuma, Andile Petlukwayo, a lot of the kids here name them as the players that they want to emulate someday? Are you proud to see that they've taken the opportunities with all hands and just proven everything that all the naysayers have said wrong?
It's exciting to see. It's exciting to see those guys play, especially Rabada. I remember I was speaking to someone that Rabada reminds me of me when I was young, the way he bowls. Yeah. But a clever one, because he's aware of what's happening with his body and the people that are around him, the advice he gets from the coach at the Lions, which is Jeffrey Toyana. and his father, his family, everyone. It's things that I struggle with, you know, because my family, they had to work. So I was all alone, just going to practice. The only time they saw me play, it was when I was playing for the national team like anyone else. So they never came and watched my games at schools and all those things. So those were things that I suffered and struggled with. So seeing him now getting all that support, it means a lot, because I think he's gonna be one of those that play for a long time, like Makaya and all those guys. So it's exciting, man. And Petlukoya comes in as an all-rounder, hit the ball cleanly. Bavuma as well. You know, Bavuma has been there. He's been patient, but he worked hard. So it's good to see guys like those. And there are people that are fighting transformation at the boardroom and whatever. You know, the only thing that we could ask to these cricketers is to just play the game. Just give yourself. Just make sure you at the right place. When you need to be at practice, just go and practice. Let the politicians politic at the boardroom, because at the end of the day, they're fighting for our rights, or for black cricketers to be given opportunities. And when guys get those opportunities, they just must take them, like the guys that have done so far. So we're so proud. We just get excited, jump up and down. No one sees us, but we're really excited about them.
Tell us about some of the youngsters that you have in your camp and that hopefully will get to play for maybe the Warriors and then up to the Proteas. Some exciting kids to look out for.
In the past, I had Tsepang Titole.
We interviewed him.
Yes, he is exciting. He's young. He works hard. I am Yoli. He was with the Dolphins. Now he's with the Lions. You know, he's fast bowler. We've got few now. Malika is young. He's 19 years old. He's just playing for Border now. So there's few guys. I could name like 15. So I don't want to name them, but. We've got Jerry Ngolo. He's a batsman, all-rounder. He's playing for the Warriors. Sebokwe, we call him Stitch. He's a batsman, and he can also play. So those are the guys I think can make it if they really work hard, and just being given opportunities and just take those opportunities. So yeah, I'm just excited about those youngsters, and you'll be surprised when Warriors are playing. All the guys will sit in the TV room and then watch them play. So
visualize the future.
Exactly, and tell them, go to these guys were here, and because nowadays it's easy to speak to them on the phones, so they're all on the phones, and they will just talk that, okay, I'm gonna score 100 today, so watch me and whatever. So it's exciting in a way. So
yeah, they serve as inspiration for these kids. You would look for the past 5 years, I've been bringing Funekonga. I'm trying to bring all these black cricketers, Protea cricketers, to be here, because I believe these kids, they are from rural areas, and the only name that they will hear is Makandini and Funekangam and the Mondezonde words. If you talk of AB de Villiers, if he comes here one day, very few of them would know them because of their background they are coming from. But it's good that Amla has come part of it, and with his bed, it has made them to recognize him, because you can ask every kid, they know Hashim Amla as well. So Funekongam, for him to be here, it's a great honor. We will say in 1,000 words saying thank you to him.
Meet Abongile Zodumo. He played for the Warriors before taking over the rural hubs. He believes that there is a bright future for kids in the area.
I played for the Warriors back when the franchise system started. It was 2004-2005 season. I was understudy to Mark Boucher then. I played for 3 seasons. For me, when I started off back then, it was still Baker's mini cricket. It was quite tough because of the talent that was around then. It was booming with talent, and everyone just wanted to play cricket. I was lucky because I came from a cricketing family. My brothers all played cricket, my father played cricket. So all in our village, everyone just played cricket. We used to come back from school and play cricket from 2 o'clock till 6 o'clock every day basically. Sundays we used to play, because all our brothers played cricket, and there was a tournament that was called Matale Pusha. So we played in that tournament, or I played when I was like 14 years old in that tournament. So, but the problem was the infrastructure. Basically, we hardly had nets. So I think one of the guys from our village forked out money from his own pocket to have a net. There was no nets that we could play, but we just played in the streets.
This famous cricket tournament is still in existence almost 100 years later.
I started way back. I think one of the great grandfathers started the tournament. Back then, what they used to do is like you get all the villages around to come and play from the 26th of December till the 30th of December. That's the period after Christmas. So you got guys used to walk lots and lots of kilometers to go and play. They had a cricketing mat. That's the stories we were told about our fathers, where they carry a cricketing mat from, I'll say, 30-40 k's to get to where they're going to play. Basically what happens then, they used to win what they call a half a sheep. That's why it's called Maqalekusha. So the tournament is still going on now, but it's not as powerful as it was then. But now there's money involved and all of that, but it still carries on.
Abungile believes development is getting better, but more support needs to be given to these areas.
When we started off, there was a development program with, I think, Ali Baka and Kaya Majola actually started off. It was working very well because you get guys like Greg Hayes, Raymond Boy going around the schools and getting all the kids to come. Because I remember 1991, when I was like 12 years old, we used to come to PE, play against PE development. Then they used to come to East London as well. So that development side kind of like faded away, but I think the past few years, but I can see now with the hub structures, it's slowly starting to come in. That the township, the disadvantaged guys, they actually tried getting the talent. Because what happened is that the guys used to get bursaries and stuff, but I see now the CSA has done that with the focus schools, that they're taking kids from the township to have bursaries to the more privileged schools. So after I got a bursary to go to Dell College, so that was one of the privileges I got from the cricketing side, where they paid for everything. Then after that, I went to Board Academy, where I actually honed my skills throughout the winter there. Then I got a chance to play in the Border B side, where I showed my skills. And from then I went to the Border A side. Then because Bouch was always traveling around, so I actually I cemented my place when he was away. So I played like every game. That's where it all started. Then when the franchise system started, I was in the system already because I was actually doing well that time. It's a great honor. You know, when you walk in the streets and people recognize you from papers and from TV, it's actually quite a privilege for you. You're representing thousands and thousands of people some people never had that chance to actually be there. But it's quite an honor. It's awesome. I'm telling you, in the Eastern Cape, the talent is very, very much still around. But the problem, like I said in the beginning, is that we need to get the right people to go around and do your infrastructure needs to be upgraded. Because if you go around the townships, you go to kids play in the streets and all of that, but they've got no one to look after. Hence, I'm saying that I like the idea of the hubs. But I think Cricket South Africa needs to get more involved as well, where they go to the areas which the hubs run and make sure that all the infrastructure. I know, for instance, Nakateng, it's very tough because of the nets, the state of the nets. So if you can get that right, I'm telling you now, the world will be our oyster.
Really doing well.
You got Jerry Nolo. So all those guys come from this disadvantaged area, and what I see is that there's more of them coming. If you look at all around the provinces, you got the guys like Budaza, you got the Nyanda guys playing at the Knights, you got the Kula. They all come from the Eastern Cape. It shows that there is talent in the Eastern Cape, but they're getting poached because they can't all play in one. Play in one team. So there are guys that have done well and they're staying up in the franchise system.
We're still practicing hard, trying to get to the next level. What I love most about cricket is that we as Blackers just got the right to play for cricket. That is why I love to play in cricket, just because I'm a black person.
How does it make you feel holding a bat and a ball?
It makes me feel very happy, and it makes me to know that my dream is going to come true one day. I would love to play like Ayabonga Kaka. She is a black woman. She plays for Proteas.
What I can say about my school is that when it's time to come to the session, we suffer to come because we go to the river and fetch water, and after we come back, because playing cricket is very good to other players, and we are watching TV and we see some players at TV who are playing cricket. They are playing better, and they are so having money to buy anything. I want to be like Dan Steyn one day because I want to have a better future with that.
My dream is to see these cricketers, one playing for the province, our province, the Kai, some playing for the Proteas, some having bursaries to universities, some having scholarships. They have to be educated, they have to go to universities. I can be pleased if one of the players here can have his scholarship and have his bursary, So I would be pleased that I have done my assignment and homework for this area.
I don't know, I'll wake up the next morning and change someone's lives. And the only thing you're going to get here that's going to make the whole big smile to you is the smile that they bring to you every time you work with them. It's so phenomenal. It's something that no one can take away from you.
Like these mountains, the talent in the Eastern Cape is endless. The only challenge is to nurture these kids into professional cricketers someday. Mahreen Chenya in the Eastern Cape for ANN7.